All right, so this video is to help you finish the last 3 problems from the classwork today. And the way this works is if you're given a trig ratio, you're asked to find another trig ratio. So the first thing you need to understand, I've got 2 problems here that we're going to do. The first thing you need to understand is that when you're talking about a trig ratio like this, that comes from a right triangle. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a right triangle. And then the thing inside the trig ratio is an angle. So I'm going to pick one of the acute angles. I typically choose this one to be my theta. Now, this ratio over here, 7 over 12, it's cosine. If you remember from what we knew about SOHCAHTOA, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So if I look at this as adjacent over hypotenuse, I can then look at this right triangle that I've drawn, label the adjacent side as 7, and the hypotenuse as 12. Now, if I wanted to, I could choose numbers that make a 7 to 12 ratio, like I can make this side 14 and this one 24, or this side 21 and this side 36, but it's easiest to use the numbers that just appear there. Now, I want tangent, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. Well, I have the adjacent side, that's this 7, but I need the opposite side, so I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem, and we're going to call that let's call it op. So that would be op squared equals 144 minus 49. I believe that comes out as 95. So the opposite side is the square root of 95. Now I would think about that, see that does it simplify? That's 5 and 19, so no it doesn't. So this is the square root of 95. So that would be what goes on top, and my tangent of theta then is this ratio. I want exact values, so don't give me any decimals, just give me the radical form. So now I'm going to do this other problem the same way. I'm going to draw a right triangle. I'm going to label one of the acute angles theta. I've got cosecant, which is the reciprocal of sine, so that's hypotenuse over opposite. So I'm going to label the hypotenuse as 14, the opposite side as 5. I want cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. So I need the adjacent side, so I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Five squared is 25, 14 squared is 196, so the adjacent side squared would be 196 minus 25, which I think is 171. So the adjacent side is the square root of 171. And I would look at that and see if it simplifies, and this one does, because I can pull out a 9. So basically, this is the square root of 9 times 19, I believe. So this is 3 root 19. So then my cosine of theta is my adjacent side, which I just found, over my hypotenuse, which was 14. And if I could simplify that fraction, I would, but I can't, so that is my answer. So to sum up, basically, you draw a right triangle, you label the sides based on the ratio you're given after you've chosen one of the acute angles to be your theta. If you need to calculate another side to find the ratio that you're trying to find, you do so, and then that ratio that you set up at the end is your answer.